Love it. All right, pal. Um,
Yep.
let's go around the world, pal. You got the globe?
Yep. I do, pal. I always have my globe, pal.
Around the world,
Around the
around the
world,
world.
around the world. Pal, heads up. When I go to Perth in whatever it is, 6, 7 weeks, I won't be bringing the globe with me in my baggage through the airport. So,
Ah,
around the world is going to be a bit different that week. But
wow. Wow,
I
pal.
know,
You're not
pal.
gonna what you're supposed to do that for this business, bro.
The airport will think that's a bomb. The shape of that globe, they're going to think, what is in that guy's bag?
Pal, the Perth TSA is gonna pat you down, pal. They're gonna throw you against the wall, strip search you, pal. Like, oh, this guy has a bomb on his chest, pal.
Pal, they're probably gonna say I'll be wearing a Cody shirt through the airport. They'll like aggressively strip search me, be like, "No, we can't have this," and they'll be like shoving me against the wall. He's not gonna finish the story. He's like shoving me against the wall.
Oh my god, yeah, they're
Yeah,
Roman Reigns fans, pal. They're like, no, we love Samoa out here in Australia, pal.
yeah, pal. There's like these jack 6'5" Samoan airport security guards like beating up JTE. Like Cody's not gonna win. They like slam me against the wall. I'm like, help, all the back.
All right,
Kevin,
pal.
if I see wrestlers at the airport, that would be so good, pal. Imagine I'm at the Perth airport, pal. You know, I'm checking into Perth. You know, I'm about to collect my bags. I've got off the flight from Perth. And I look over and see Akam and Razor, pal. I look over there. I see Cody Rhodes. They've flown his tour bus across from the United States, pal. They've flown his tour bus over on a private jet. I look over here. You've got, big stars, pal. You've got Randy Orton, pal. Wouldn't that be hilarious? But I doubt it.
Yeah, that would
Doubt
be
it.
funny. You see Brandy and Pharaoh, pal, with Cody. You're like, oh man. You go up and ask Cody for an autograph, and he's like, no, get out of my face.
Pal, wouldn't that be a turn of events if I asked Cody for an autograph at the airport and he says, F you, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. He's like, you're wearing my merchandise. I hate you.
Yeah, I'm like, look, Kevin, this is the side of Cody that no one wants you to know. I went to meet him at the Perth airport, and he told me to go F myself, and that I suck. Like, can you imagine? I'm saying, no, I want Roman Reigns to bury Cody at WrestleMania. I want Roman Reigns to hold the title for 15 more years. Can you imagine if that happened, pal?
Yeah, and then
That'd
like
be
2 minutes later, there's like a kid that's crying coming up to Cody, like, "Oh my god, you're my idol!" And Cody's like talking to the parents, like, "Get that kid away from me, bro."
Yeah, get your stupid child away from me. I want him nowhere near me. He smells. Get him to take a shower. He sucks. Can you imagine?
Oh, all right, pal. So for this week on Around the World, we're gonna do a little fun exercise, pal.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you some of WWE's highest viewed YouTube videos on their official WWE YouTube channel, and I want your honest, raw reactions, pal. This
Okay.
is raw and uncut, unfiltered, elite heat right here, pal.
Yeah, pal. This
Um,
is uncensored, unclipped. This will be powerful.
Yeah, this is blistering, pal. All right, so do you want to take a guess on what the number one highest rated video is on WWE's YouTube channel?
Now, I'm not going to play dumb for this one. I know the answer to this. I don't really know the rest of them though, but I do know this one. This one, it's the Randy Orton kisses Stephanie one from like 2009,
Yeah,
and it has like how many views does it have? Like a few.
315 million views. Yeah, now that's the most viewed by a substantial margin. The second most viewed video is a playlist of the top 10 most stunning in-ring proposals. That was uploaded on November 27th, 2017. That has 230 million views, and the thumbnail is John Felix Anthony Cena Jr. on one knee with a ring proposing to Nikki Bella in the middle of Orlando, Florida at WrestleMania 33 when I was in attendance, pal.
Pal, firstly, you should be honored. You were there for that.
Yeah.
But clearly, based on that, proposals work really well for getting views, mainstream interest. That has what 200 million views or something.
Yeah, 230.
Firstly, that's nuts. Pal, I don't know who you could have it like just for nowadays, just on that. I don't think there's anyone you'd have like on screen propose like on screen nowadays. That seems like more of a Vince McMahon thing.
Yeah.
Maybe you could have Pal pretty deadly propose to each other on a SmackDown. Maybe if you want to do that, but I don't know. Nonetheless, Pal, who's third? What's third?
So third is the video is titled John Cena and Brock Lesnar get into a brawl that clears the entire locker room. Raw, April 9th, 2012.
Let me guess. Let me guess. That has what? Because that other one had like two. Let me guess. That was like 198 million views or something.
No, it has 225 million views. Yeah. I'm gonna skip ahead to an interesting one.
Yeah.
This one is the 5th most viewed video on WWE's YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's the video when Stephanie McMahon was slapping Roman Reigns. When she was just like, Roman, I hate you, Roman. Roman, I hate you, Roman. That has 192 million views. And the the thumbnail is Stephanie McMahon like this, about to make connection with Joanna Wylie's face.
Kevin, I remember vividly. First, I watched that scene of Brock Lesnar brawl live. The fact that it has 225 million views is nuts. The fact that that one has literally 200 million with Roman and Stephanie. I remember that was on a Raw that was literally topped. The parts of the arena were topped off around that time in December 2015 on Raw. You had the League of Nations cutting 30-minute promos. That was a dark time for Monday Night Raw. And the fact that that has nearly 200 million views, that segment was bad. Stephanie was screaming into the microphone. And then JBL, I remember that, was like, if you didn't hear what Stephanie just screamed in the microphone 2 seconds ago, she just said Roman Reigns sucks.
Maggle. And then the next one is tied for the sixth most viewed. There we go. I just got this new retainer. It's messed up the way I talk. Shows how down bad WWE fans are.
Yeah.
John Cena and AJ Lee kiss after Cena's victory over Dolph Ziggler. Raw, November 28th, 2012. Cena and AJ Lee sharing a kiss has 171 million views. And that's tied with Team Cena versus Team Authority, the full match from Survivor Series 2014. Those both have 171 million views.
Kevin, for as much slander as we give, the PG era, or like that 2014-15 sort of time period, or like 2012 with that Cena Brock one, they did some stuff that's clearly something's happened there. Now, whether 200 million people authentically have clicked that, watched that, enjoyed that, or whether there's been some fraudulent views in there, we don't know. But that's pretty insane. Now, I remember watching, I know you did too, those like AJ Lee segments. And I think, is there one, the Kane one, is that there somewhere where she like kisses Kane? I think that one was similar, which got a heap of views. You know, like these AJ Lee segments, it's like, bruh, you got this woman who's literally 4'8".
Yeah, that one has 108 million views.
Yeah, this woman who's 4'8", like, you know, kissing these like jacked 6'5" wrestlers is getting like 200 million views. Like, bruh. Insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. Goldberg's every Goldberg match since his return. This was uploaded 4 years ago. That has 159 million views. So that justifies why Goldberg buried the Fiend.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia because he gets YouTube views, pal. So there you go. He's a draw, pal. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley having an arm wrestling match. You want to guess how many views that has?
Okay, so it's Braun Strowman, it's Lashley. It's definitely over 100 million.
Arm wrestling match. 155 million views. 155 million views for an arm wrestling match, pal.
For Strowman and Lashley doing this. For that.
That's literally the thumbnail. Is them angry with their hands connecting.
With Braun Strowman's big beard and Lashley's shirtless being jacked, I assume. Probably the thumbnail.
Yeah, exactly.
That's insane. That's insane.
The 2017 Royal Rumble. That's the infamous Royal Rumble that, you know, there were like several superstars that were favorite. I don't remember who, like AJ Styles was like a favorite. And then at the buzzer, it just Randy Orton was like the odds-on favorite like an hour before the show.
Yeah.
And then Randy Orton just won and pointed to St. Louis and yeah.
Pal, that was one where Roman Reigns came out number 30. Everyone was screaming death threats at the TV and that went viral. I remember that.
Yeah, that match has 151 million views. The WWE uploaded the full match to his YouTube channel.
Could you imagine the average view duration of that? Because it's an hour-long match, and it has 151 million views.
Cashola, pal. That's cha-ching.
Pal, Nick Khan is bathing in bread because of that. That's nuts.
Rey Mysterio versus the Great Khali from SmackDown in May of 2006 has 149 million views. Yeah, I remember this vividly. I remember I remember being like 10 years old. Literally, I have a vivid memory of this because I was freaked out by the Great Khali. I was watching SmackDown and his creepy music hit and I was like, oh, this is weird, you know? And he came out, he squeezed Rey Mysterio's head and like Rey Mysterio started bleeding from the mouth and I was freaked out, bro. I was like,
that's nuts.
I was like, this is my favorite, like my favorite wrestler just died. Like, that's it. Who is this giant Indian man killing my favorite wrestler. Like what is going on? I was scared for like a good week after that.
Can I just say that is one of the all-time great segments. Like in every way, that is brilliant. It's a 7'4", humongous, giant, jacked Indian coming out as you just described, and he gets Ray's head, which his hands are bigger than Ray's head. And he's like squashing it, and Ray's like coughing up blood from the mouth, and like Ray dies.
Yeah.
Like that was like one of the best segments in wrestling history.
And I gotta preface this too. A lot of people might be like, "Wait, you were scared? Like, why were you so scared? It's wrestling." So when I was 10 years old, things were a little bit different than like when you were 10 years old. When you were 10 years old, you were raised with a tablet in your hand. Yeah. Like you pretty much knew that wrestling was fake, you know, like off the bat. Like you were reading news articles. Like I didn't know any of that shit. I was like playing outside. Like I played outside and I played video games and like, you know, at 10 years old, like I didn't have any knowledge of what wrestling really was. So, like I thought it was real at 10 years old. You know,
Pal, I grew up reading, literally going on whether it was F4W online or like whatever wrestling. So I usually grew up when I was like 8, 9, 10, reading stories about CM Punk disgruntled backstage, like in 2011, 2012, 2013. Like I was listening to shoot interviews in 2013. So like it was a bit different, pal, when I grew up, and it's gonna be different for the next generation who literally know everything already before they even watch anything on the screen because everything gets spoiled now. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you know, if you like the news was out there in 2006 if you knew where to get it, but I didn't have like I didn't have a tablet. There were no tablets. There were no the iPhone was barely around. Like the iPhone I think was just invented. Computers were like these huge like laptops that could you kill someone with. They were like the size of bricks, you know. It was a different time.
And Kevin, on that, it's amazing how wrestling's changed over the years. Obviously, you go back 40 years ago, it's like the 80s. There's just nothing of this. You know, it is so like, you know, no word is out on any of this. You think everything is real. It's insane. You get to the 90s, you got people who are like cold calling hotlines to try and get any scoops or any data, any drama they can get on Bret Hart's contract, you know, stuff like that. And then people, the computers that are like the size of like, they're like big bricks, and people like typing away on big keyboards to try and go on, you know, some like Wrestling Squared Circle, like wrestling forums and dirt sheets back 25 years ago. Now you've got people like Boozer on Twitter literally tweeting exact spoilers of what everything that's going to happen and like ruins everything. You know,
it's crazy.
So, like, it's insane.
It's crazy. Like, and it leaves me as a generation, like my generation is in a unique place because I'm old enough to remember a time when there was no social media, no phones, no internet. Like, you know, when I was like 4 years old, there wasn't really internet. I was like on dial-up, you know. And then, but I'm also like young enough to like be in tune with everything else that the younger generation is with social media. So it's interesting, interesting dynamic. It's kind of weird to look at. You know, it makes me feel old, but I'm not that old. So
wow,
weird.
That's pulsating. I feel so young by comparison, pal.
Yeah, there you go, pal. Yeah, pal. You can't relate, pal. You didn't have a laptop that was like 100 pounds. Like my laptop when I was like 10 years old that I was doing like homework on, I could literally have killed my teacher with if I just went to school and threw it at his head. It would have been over. We wouldn't be doing this podcast, pal.
Yeah, nowadays in like 7th grade schools, especially like private schools, they all get given like iPads, and they're like fancy, sleek iPad minis that are literally this big. Like they're yay big, and like they're so weightless, and the kids are like, you know, they're learning, pal, and they're just like, it's like, okay, sure,
yeah, it's beautiful, pal. So I think this one's justifiable. Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker from SummerSlam 2015 has 145 million views. And then that is followed by a video that we reacted to on this channel.
Oh, no.
The video of The Miz and R-Truth being arrested in the Hell in a Cell match. What pay-per-view was that? Hell in a Cell 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has 141 million views, pal. That was outrageous. There was another funny one I wanted to bring to your attention. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see.
Pal, I was going to say, while you look for that, with the context of what happened in 2020 with BLM and everything that encompassed that, I'm surprised that Triple H beating up a handcuffed, defenseless R-Truth on the ground didn't surface and age poorly. Because the fact is, that's Triple H, a top, like, 8 all-time guy, doing, like, R-Truth, a black man, was handcuffed, hands behind his back, defenseless, and Paul Levesque mounted him on the ground and was beating him up like this. I'm genuinely surprised that didn't make the rounds. Like, it's interesting. For some things, people like go, "Oh, it's wrestling. It's fake. Who cares? It's scripted." As people should take these things. For other things, people take wrestling out of context and they're like, "Oh, so well, like f this, f WWE, f you." So I'm surprised that didn't get the full wrath of cancel culture.
It is.
I genuinely was surprised that we posted that. Like, I remember we did the commentary reaction video, and I was watching, going like, "This video is going to go viral. Like, this is nuts." No one's talking about this. Like, we posted that at the height of these like big, really, political BLM project, yada yada, and with Paul Levesque, a top 8 all-time guy, punching and elbowing a defenseless black man who's handcuffed, and that didn't. Everyone's like, "Oh, who cares? What are these guys doing? They're trying to overreact to this." Well, it was very relevant when we did it, but no one cared. It seemed it was weird. Anyway,
yeah. What? So that you're spot on, Bell. So then there's Dakota Kai versus Kavita Devi. First round match, Mae Young Classic. That match has 75 million views.
Yeah, actually, I'll be interested. While you're on that, have you seen, like, what's the most viewed Sasha Banks thing? Has there been a Sasha Banks match, segment, anything? I have a quick scroll. I'll happily just like talk for our audience while you do this, because at the moment, Sasha or Mercedes pal is like the big, most talked about, free agent signing potentially. Will she go to AEW? Will she go to WWE? Will she just go back to filming movies and doing like model appearances or whatever? So I'm interested. Like, is her most viewed thing 150 million views? Is it 100? Is it 70, 50, 30? Like, where's
what I did see here as we're looking is the Baron Corbin segment where he's covered in dog food and the Bloodline is taking a picture with him. That video has 95 million views.
I mean, it was considered universally a dark time for the product, and it was hard to watch the show. But I mean, things they did in that time period have gotten views. Like, that's pretty.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella has 89 million views.
That is insane. The match wasn't even good either. Like,
I don't see anything from Sasha Banks. But I did find this, an 8-man tag team match. That's literally the title of the video. 8-man tag team match. SmackDown, August 20th, 2015. 73 million views. The thumbnail looks like Cesaro, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton. That's like Dean Ambrose. He's like, "I'm crazy. Yeah. I'm crazy, pal." And then that's 2015 Randy Orton. That's just like, I don't care, bro. I'm cashing a check.
Wow.
Yeah, that's miraculous.
You cannot find one Sasha Banks anything. Her in a thumbnail, in a segment.
No. I do see Roman Reigns where he's like telling where he stopped Stephanie from slapping him. That one has 64 million views.
Interesting. Because and why I bring up Sasha Banks? Obviously, she's like.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair. From Hell in a Cell 2016. That full match has 57 million views.
There we go. Okay.
Wow, right. This is crazy. Take a tour of John Cena's house. Total Divas. It's a 1 minute and 42-second clip from Total Divas. Has 56 million views.
Was that the one where he was like, no, that was a separate one where he was like shirtless, axe chop. He's like chopping wood with Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, I think so.
On Total Divas. That got like 100 million, didn't it? Or something like that.
Oh no, this is just like Nikki Bella's like looking at the wine cellar in the house. She's like, "Oh, look at all the wine in Cena's house, pal."
Now this is why, and just can I say this? This is why, I harped on this a lot. Just have like funny segments of Roman Reigns doing stuff like that. Just any Roman Reigns segment, because I mean, random stuff like that gets like a 50, 60, 70, 80 million views. Just do stuff like that. Why not?
That video you're talking about has 53 million views with the lumberjack.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to find anything else from Sasha Banks. There's a lot of Ronda Rousey stuff. Ronda Rousey has like a lot of videos that are like north of 50 million views. Her beating up Alexa Bliss from 5 years ago has 50 million views.
That's crazy.
See if I can find another Sasha Banks match.
Look, a lot of those Ronda Rousey views, people who don't watch WWE, who go, "I don't know Ronda from UFC." You're like, "What's this? What's the WWE?" And they watch a clip or two. I'd imagine.
The Rock kissing Trish Stratus has 44 million views. That's the most viewed video from the Attitude Era, it looks like.
That's pretty wild.
There's pretty nuts. John Cena and Eve sharing a kiss, pal. As Zack Ryder looks on. That's also in the title. Go ahead.
But Firstly, I didn't even know they mentioned Zack Ryder on the title. That's hilarious. How emasculating, pal. His kayfabe on-screen girlfriend getting face. I won't use the other word. Face F by Cena, pal. Pal, I remember watching that in person. Oh, not in person. Imagine Zack Ryder watched it in person, pal. I remember watching that as an 8-year-old, as a 9-year-old, and I was like, "Why is Cena eating her face?" Like it was so aggressive.
Ugh.
That one. That one was like,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
it's like
Yeah.
they just were like literally doing this. They're like eating. It was like, bro, what am I watching?
Here's the
Yeah.
last one. I'll close with this. This is the last one I'm gonna throw out there for you.
Yep.
So here's the title of the video. Mr. McMahon walks in on Vicky Guerrero warming up for her match with AJ Lee. Raw, December 10th, 2012.
Let me guess how many views that has. Let me guess. So Vince McMahon walks in on Vicky Guerrero warming up.
Mhm.
Now, the fact that that's even a part of this, and that definitely has tens of millions of views right away, is just like insane to me. Just tell me. I don't want to guess. How many?
It has 41 million views. And here's the thumbnail. I'm gonna describe to you what's going on objectively in the thumbnail.
Oh, this would be good. Yep.
So you've got in the background, you have like what looks like a what's it called? That they have for stages, and it comes apart like at a Broadway theater.
I know. Yeah.
It's red. I can't remember. Curtain, yes. They have a red curtain with WWE 13 for the Xbox 360 plastered on the back. Then you have a TV screen that says Raw. Then you have a couple posters, pay-per-view posters. Then you have the WWE logo. Then you have right there, popping right in front of your face, is Great Khali. He's standing behind Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero's bent over on the Great Khali. They're all wearing clothes, of course. And then Hornswoggle is pushing up Vicky Guerrero's leg as Great Khali is pushing her back down. So, yeah, that's the thumbnail for Mr. McMahon walking in on Vicky Guerrero, warming up for her match with AJ Lee.
I think we'll call it there. Elite Heat, it's been a great show. Thank you all. A feisty discussion about Roman Reigns and that. If AW was a high school, and then I think it's been fun around the world. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Kevin, any closing words from you?
I'm scarred for what I just saw, pal, so peace.